It was a very interesting time to be a Spider-Man fan after the character was ripped out of the MCU following his second film. Of course, things were restored back to normal, and now it seems like we're getting everything Spider-Man we've always wanted in the next film. But now, Kevin Feige, the guy responsible for bringing Spider-Man to the MCU, reflects on that time period and what was going on. So recently sitting down with RT and doing an interview in regards to Spider-Man and what the future holds, Kevin Feige reflected on that time after Spider-Man Far From Home came out in the summer of 2019 and the negotiations that broke down around the release of that film because Sony was not really responding to Disney's and Marvel's negotiations request and they were aiming to pull Spider-Man out. Now, of course, this was made public without anybody wanting it to be public. It just sort of hit, I believe, Variety first, and then it spread like wildfire and it was confirmed. So Feige opening up on this talked about the fact that if you look at Marvel Studios and how they weren't involved with Spider-Man movies before, aka, the original Spider-Man trilogy, but more so The Amazing Spider-Man, which they tried to get involved with, but Sony wouldn't have any of it. He said that for whatever reason, things took a different route and that it was emotional, that it was different, and that everybody wanted to try to make it work, but there was some, parties at play that weren't really seeing eye to eye. So it came down to Amy Pascal, John Watts, and Tom Rothman, who of course is the Sony Pictures chairman now. He was formerly at Fox. And they talked with Tom Holland and, of course, Bob Iger and multiple people at Disney that were higher up. And they were able to, after a few long months, finally able to come up with a new deal that helps everybody out. Now, of course, the terms of this deal he doesn't go into, but most of us sort of understand how it went and what requests are made and what requests were made. And I think you start to see that into how the third Spider-Man film is shaping up to be something completely different, where we understand that originally it was going to be Peter on the run, and that's it, alone and trying to be the best Spider-Man he can without any help. But at Sony's request, well, we want the other people in here. We want this, we want multiverse, because we want to feel like we're playing in the MCU. And they bent over backwards to accommodate that because, one, fans, but two, also, they want Spider-Man because they don't want Spider-Man to be taken out of the MCU and then just sort of thrown under a bus again and into turmoil that doesn't make sense. So you can see how, him reflecting on is like, yeah, it was a thing, but everybody worked it out and they're thankful for it. And they keep talking about the business way and the politics behind it, saying that this was something that's one of those things that everybody wanted to make work because it helped everybody. So he's thankful for it.